Hello, my name is Kelly and I'm going to be showing you how to use different apps on Google Drive. In my previous videos, I've shown how to access Google Drive, how to do some features in Google Docs, and today I'm going to be going over how to use the rest of the Google Drive's main apps. So, what you can do now is open up your internet browser, go to Google, log on to your Google account, and hit the square app button to go to Drive. And I'll just re-click that again. And this is the Drive. So, if you click New, we already did the Google Docs, which is right there. Let's go over Google Sheets. Google Sheets is kind of like Microsoft Excel. It's a little like it, where you can create, a table with these rows and columns. So, I'm going to type just an example. So why don't you go ahead, type something in. And a lot of times, it's used just like Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to make it a little bigger. Top, give myself more space. Maybe I'm going to put my minutes red, centered. And maybe I want days a week you could individually select a box, or you could select multiple boxes, or the whole column or row by clicking on A or the numbers. And maybe I want this one to go all the way to the left. Maybe I want it to go all the way to the right. It's entirely your preference. So now I'd like to add some borders around my information. So I'm going to click these make minutes red. I'm going to click the border, outer borders. So I went to, you have to select what row or column or box you want. And you click the square button. And then I'm going to click outer borders. So I'm going to click the border color, and I think I want it red. You can change different style of your line if you'd like. And so it just highlighted those, just around the outer border. For my information, I want to put all borders surround each of the boxes. Now I want to separate that the top is, it needs to stand out a little bit. So I'm going to click fill color, which has this bucket. And I'm going to pick a color and maybe I'll bold it. It has similar features to, the Microsoft documents. And let's make a name. So to rename it, I just clicked on it, clicked OK, put my name in it. So, say I want to print this document. In the Google Docs presentation, I went over how to share, and now I'm going to go over how to print. And these different techniques like the sharing, the printing, the downloading as, they all would be the same for whatever app you're choosing to do or using. So, I could click this print icon. I can hit Control P, or I could go to File, Print. You could choose many different options, which are listed up right here. And the layout, you can choose if you want it to be printed on landscape or portrait. I'm going to click Portrait, and I'm going to click Print. So I have my preview right here. And it's important to notice that it's shaped as the portrait. If you make something that's long across, in the cross way, then it may not fit on the page, and you may have to change it to landscape if you don't want it to be a portrait or multiple pages. What you can click is change for your destination, and your computer will hook up to whatever your printer is. Those are just my pre-saved ones. You can change your copies, paper size, if you want it color or just black and white. If it's multiple pages and you want it two-sided to save on your printing. And then you just hit print, and that's how you do it. That's how you print any of the apps, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, using that print feature. So I'm going to X out of this, and I'm going to go Now I'm going to create another new. I'm going to create a Google slide. And this is going to be my presentation. It's kind of like Microsoft PowerPoint, except it's under Google. So, there's many different themes you could pick. You can import some, but I'm just going to pick, let's see, I'll pick lesson plan. And then I'm going to click OK. And it will load. And then you'll start off with one slide. You could rename your presentation. It's good to stay organized. I like to rename it so that way I won't forget to do it later. So you can add, just like in using PowerPoint, your title, your subtitle. You can right click, add new slide, duplicate, delete, change your background. Right clicking will show you different options if you don't want to use the options up at the top right here where my mouse is moving. Slide is, something that you would be using if you didn't want to right click. So when I insert a new slide, as you can see, like in PowerPoint or different feature applications that are like PowerPoint, you can add the title and you could add your text or your picture. There's many different things you could do. You could create many slides, and say you want to add transition in when you're all done with creating your presentation. You just click here on transition, and on the right side you can pick different transitions that you'd like to help to help with your animation when you're presenting to add the effect. So as you can just see, I clicked play, I clicked fade, and maybe we'll click it slow so you can see a little better. And slowly fades in or slowly fades out. There's many different options you can do for your animations. So transition, animations, those are capabilities that you can add on your Google Slides for your presentations. So please, after watching this video, try using Google Slides and try practicing with it, because the more you practice, the more you'll be able to master these skills, and you can explore it even further. You can add different features, different shapes, images on it that I'm not showing to you. So I'm going to X out of there, and so far we've gone over these 3 features in all of my videos. I'm going to show you if you want to delete, say you didn't like your Google slide and you wanted to start over, but you wanted to delete this. You click it, and then you drag it over to trash. And once trash is highlighted with the blue box around it, you let go. And I just threw it away. Sometimes you may have to reload your browser by clicking the little arrow to show that it went in the trash. So see how it disappeared? That's also how you move. You can move these into folders. You can't move it into any of these, only your folders that you created, not incoming or recent starred. So let's see, I'm going to go to new. I'm going to go do my Google Drawings first before I go to Google Forms. Google Forms is a little more, I need to be added more in detail, so I'm going to do it last. So for Google Drawing, it's kind of like Paint. And you could insert pictures, word art, any different shapes. So I'm going to write Google Drive. Enter. And so you could create, if you don't want to use Adobe Photoshop or different applications like that if you want to create something. So as you can see, there's a red line in my paper, and that shows that it's in the middle, it's centered, my Google Drive centered, based on the dimensions of this document. So this is something you would use, say if you want to create a flyer, poster, whatever you'd want to create. And the reason why you would create this in Google Docs instead of your computer is for easy accessibility, if you want to share it, or if you want to collaborate with your coworkers or friends, whoever is, doing whatever project or assignment with you. So you would start something and you would click the share, like I'd gone over in previous videos, and you would need to, you could have them work on it as well. But as you just saw, you have to create a title on your item before sharing it. So that's the basic features on drawing on Google, the Google Drive app for this. There's more different things you can add, tables, lines on Google Drawing, but that was just the basic. So I'm going to exit out of that. And now I'm going to go over how to do Google Forms, my personal favorite of the different features on Google Drive. So I'm going to click Google Forms. And as you can see, it looks a little different because it's not really similar to the different Microsoft Office features. Google Forms, say you start by changing your title. And the Google Forms kind of like a survey. So survey on ice cream. That's going to be my title. So once you change that, no, it changes it on the top. And then you could change your question title. What is your favorite? You can create a help text or hint. And the most important thing to know is you can change your question type. If you want, I'm going to do multiple choice for this. And I'm actually going to put what is my favorite kind of ice cream. So my favorite kind of ice cream is vanilla. So I'm going to click that as the answer. Once I go on through. But you can also choose text, paragraph text, checkboxes, choosing from a list, scale. There's all different things you can change your format to. You can click on these tall rectangles to move your choices, to reorder them. So you can click add other, and the person who's who is doing this survey or form, they could add in their personal choice. And there's also an option if you want it to be required where they can't submit it until they answer it. When you're all done, just click done. And you can change your confirmation page. It will say your response has been recorded once the person completing the form submits their answer. So for your form, there's different settings. Show progress bar at the bottom of the form page, which I like to check off. If you only want one person to respond to it, they would need to log in, so you'd have to check this box. And if you don't care what order, if you want it to be random, you could just click shuffle, but I like to keep it in this pre-chosen order. So what I just did, I'm going to show again, I clicked add item. You can do, it shows that there's more advanced items, the basic items, and this was just what I had previously shown when you could change what you want your question to be. So on this one, I'm going to choose checkboxes. I'm going to type my question. So see, that's where checkboxes was. And then you could type it right in there. Click to add it. Just keep clicking. If you want it required, click it, or don't click it. It's your choice. Then when you're done, click done. And it will be saved. So as you can see, I have 2 questions in my survey. I could click on it to edit it. If I don't like the question, I could click delete. And see, you saw it just deleted. Just add in another one. Okay, so with these 2 as examples, I'm going to click change theme. It's right up here. And that's how you can personalize it from this basic format you can create a